Well, I just drove like 12 hours to get up here. I'm in Canby, Oregon, and look at all these dahlias here. You can kind of see them. We're gonna get up close and personal, but I am at Swan Island Dahlias in Canby, Oregon, and there's fields and fields of dahlias, 40 plus acres or something like that. So we're gonna go in there, get a nice up close and personal view at what we got here. This is another one that I had purchased, was not able to carry from year to year. So look at that guy right there. This is Mount Hood. So there's just rows and rows of flowers here, probably a couple 100 feet long. 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of the same flower, Mikayla Miranda. Such an awesome looking flower here. Look at this one here. This is called Maniac. Kind of got that variegation going on. Big old fancy schmancy one. This is Clearview Jonas. I had this variety, and we had a couple of flowers on this guy right here, and then I lost it. Look how big this flower is right here, okay? See my hand there for reference? Probably 8 to 10, 11 inches across or something like that. So these dinner plate dahlias take a long time to kind of bloom, and they need a lot of days in the sun. And I have a really short growing season, so I find it difficult to get these big dinner plate dahlia varieties to work for me. Harvest Moonlight, okay? Big ol' flower right there. This is just so ridiculously cool. You see one, you see another one. Look how big this thing is right here. Beautiful color. That one here is called Swan Sunset. That's a flower that I want to have right there, okay? Oh, that one's a winner.
That one's gorgeous.
Ferncliff Inspiration right there. This one's here, it's called what, Gladiator? I could do that one. The dinner plates are the ones that steal the show for sure. No doubt about it, they steal the show. Barn Bounty right there. So growing dahlias is one of those things where you're on your highest of highs and your lowest of lows for sure. I see all these varieties on here, and I've bought so many of these varieties that never ended up coming to pass for me. Like this one right here, Nettie. I wasn't ever able to get this one to go. Stiletto here. Like look at that. That I could go for right there, okay? Enchantress. This is probably one of my most favorite flowers I've ever grown right here. This Enchantress variety, and I just have not been able to replicate this one. And my tubers rotted on this guy over the winter. This is seriously so big, folks. It's basically as big as my head right here. Big, huge dinner plate dahlia. This is the Dr. Seuss style right here. Dancin Queen right there. Just got that Oompa Loompa look to it. This Cornel flower right here, okay? This is one of my very first dahlias I've ever owned. It's a ball variety, grows about 3 to 4 inches in diameter. If you notice, it kind of grows all the way around in a circle. This is probably one of my most favorite varieties I've ever grown. It's because it grows tight, it's uniform, and it's in a little ball. AC Jerry? No, that one does not look familiar to me. I was thinking it was. This one looks like Boogie Nights right there. Diva. And I think we have this one at our house growing right now, Looks like they space them about every 12 to 14 inches or something like that. Probably one of the coolest things I've seen. So one thing that's crazy is none of these dahlias are staked anywhere, and that just doesn't work.
But they have
for me. They're very hardy and they're thick, but like at my house, they generally just flop over. The fuzzy Wuzzy right there. I've had a lot of these over the years. So this one here is called Shaggy Chic or Chic. Big old kind of shaggy dog look flower. A good 5 to 6 feet tall. And I've tried this one over the course of a couple years, and I did not have success with this one. So one of the hardest things that I found about growing dahlias is trying to keep your variety straight, okay? Just trying to keep them in line. And everybody wants to know, what variety is this? What variety is this? And it's hard to know exactly what variety it is because there's so many, okay? There's so many varieties, hundreds of varieties. And trying to know exactly which one is which can be difficult if you do not tag them correctly. And then you'll get some that'll come up and you thought you tagged it correctly the first year, and then you grow it, and then you didn't tag it right, it comes up the next year and you're done. So it can be very, very hard in that regard to keep your label straight. So they specifically ask you on this tour or whatever, this walking tour, not to walk within the rows, and these guys are in the rows picking flowers, creating bouquets, probably to sell or something like that. Amy's over there looking around, trying to get some thoughts and ideas and asking them how they cut them, all that stuff. So I don't know, have to get back here and see what she says. They've picked all these flowers. Look at all these bouquets they've got going on right here. It's just incredible to see what they do and how they do it. Enjoy the view, but please be courteous of the traffic behind you. Exactly. Drive, you freaking idiot. Don't freaking clog up traffic. That is an amazing looking flower right there. Ooh, I like that one a lot. So there he goes, right there. That's a good man over there, folks. Good man. And he's probably dealing with tourists constantly, every day, all day. What about this? What about that? What about this? A couple of those guys, you know, they're no those gringo guys, doesn't speak English, and he just dealt with us so good. He probably hates the tourists, but man, he's so nice to me because I got the camera. I asked him how they keep all these rows clean. They come through here with hand and they just pull the weeds out by hand. I asked him how are these dahlias not staked, and he said that because they're planted so closely together, they kind of help support each other. I'll tell the folks here. So I'm gonna tell you guys a little story. This one right here, Cabana Banana. Okay, it's number 625 at the Swan Island Dahlia. I've been trying to get this one to grow for lots of years, okay? And this was one of the very first tubers that I bought, and I thought it was really cool, and I love it. It's great. And I've been trying to get it to grow, and then it just keeps not growing, okay? Now that I'm here looking at it, I can see, well, it's really not that great. I don't know why I wanted that one to grow so bad, but it's not that great. There's so many other cooler ones for sure than that one. So that was a learned behavior or whatever. This is the one right here I had on my back porch. Okay, it's called Pinelands Pam. It's a great little flower. They don't want you walking in the rows like this, okay? I was growing this one on my back porch, okay? Right next to the back porch, and I had an awesome bud on it, and I was waiting months and months for it to grow, and I saw this bud, and I'm like, oh sweet, it's gonna finally go. And then I went out there one day, and the bud was gone, and I saw the bud down on the concrete, and I was T.O. pissed, okay? So I'm like, kids, you did this, you did that. So I was blaming the kids, doing all this stuff.
Yelling at
I was not yelling. I was not yelling.
I was getting blamed too. You're lying.
Yeah,
You're
they
lying.
were all lying. They're like, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. See, everybody wants to claim they didn't do it. Okay. And then so I was like, okay, fine. We'll look at the security footage and we'll see.
Cameron suggested.
Well, the neighbor kid. I was certain that the neighbor kid had ruined it.
And he said, go check the footage.
Yeah, he said, well, go look at the security footage. So I went and looked at the security footage, and it was a bad deal. So it turns out that I was coming in with a shovel, and the shovel, or the hose, I was pulling in a hose, and the hose whipped it and cut it off. And I did that, and I was just really, it was a bad day for me, to say the least, okay? That's it! This is it! That's the one! That's Dragonberry! I have been trying to figure out what this one was at my house for like 3 years, okay? I threw all those away. That's Dragonberry. Through and through and through. I threw them all away because I could never figure out what it was. All of my flowers look like this one right here. Just like that. And it's Dragonberry. Got skunked by you. So that's the Brookside Snowball right there. One of my very first ones I've ever. Coral Gypsy. Are you kidding me, Coral Gypsy? Why do you fail me like this? I think we have this one, Aim. I know we had it at one point in time. So this is the story right here of my life, okay? This one's called Firepot. See how small it is to the ground? No foliage, no flowers, nothing, okay? This happens to me more often than not. You get all excited, and then all of a sudden you grow it and you end up with that, okay? That is what I was talking about in terms of either on the highest of highs or the lowest of lows with dahlias. Oh my gosh. My little sunshine, remember we had this one? Last year, we had this one by our front door. We had this one, and it had tons of flowers on it. What is this?
We have this, Myrtle's Folly. This is gorgeous. Look at them. They're balls.
Those are so much bigger than mine. Myrtle's Folly. Don't be going down the rows like this. It's not allowed, okay? Myrtle's Folly right here, okay? See how big that is? That's much bigger than the ones I've been growing. This is a no drone zone, okay? No drone zone. Can't be having those drones out there causing problems. We don't want any drones going over there looking at any flowers or anything like that, right?
Heck no.
Hugs and kisses. Ooh.
That one is really cool. The inside is white and the underneath is...
So I definitely want to get this one right here. This a white ball variety called Land Crest. Yeah, this is another one that I would want to get right here. Gingeroo, another ball variety. So the balls are my favorite. Stephen David? What is he doing here? This is Stephen David. You can call him Steve and Davidge. Yeah, this is a prime example of growing dahlias, okay? You think you've got that, but you end up with that. It's really true. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's really hard to keep all your varieties straight.
Is this Wildcat?
Oh, that one's a good one.
That one is really cool.
Wildcat is on my list. This is Pooh.
This is Pooh, yep.
I have not been successful with Pooh. This is one of the very first dahlias I started with as well. It's called Ivanetti. I love this variety right here. I've been having a hard time trying to get this one to grow. It's a hometown hero. That's a big flower. This is Boogie Nights. Been growing this one for several years. Have had great success with this one. Oh, spoiled rotten there. That's gonna be on my list too. Holy flip. Holy crap. That's amazing. These are amazing over here. So they planted these in a way that just makes it so pretty, like the little garden area. It's called Show and Tell. I just love it. It's got this messy look to it. Looks like fire. I mean, look how freaking sweet that guy is there. Trials? Holy crap.
That is amazing. Like, that is beautiful. It's so pretty. Like, you have to be here. It's huge. It's like this big.
Trial Garden. Okay, so this is the trial.
Look at these. That is outstanding.
So these ones do not have names yet.
Look at those balls.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Like, these are the best
over
ones of
there.
the whole thing. These are amazing. That one is beautiful.
Holy crap, look at that guy. This one's called Trial Garden -7. That is a beautiful flower right there. Without a doubt, that's a dinner plate dahlia. Beautiful flower, red, trial. I'd take it.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Oh, look at that one. That one's cool too.
These are the best of all of them.
So this trial garden, these could quite possibly be some of the best ones they've got. Obviously, these ones are not released to the public, and they're just working on them. This is another one I really like a lot right there. Nice big dinner plate with a nice variegation, beautiful colors. This white one right here, holy crap, that is amazing. Beautiful ball, tall. This one's good 5 to 6 feet tall here. Ball variety. I take TG16 right here. This is another sweet ball variety. Big, nice big ball variety. The balls are my favorite, folks. Oh, look at that one. Holy moly. Does it get any better than that? I don't know. Like, if you see one, you see them all, and they say, hey, which one's your favorite? Which one's your favorite? You can't decide which one's your favorite. That's like saying, hey, which child of yours is your favorite? You're gonna sit here and say that, oh yeah, you're my favorite child. No, That's like trying to do the same thing here with all these dahlias. Oh, which one's your favorite? They're all my favorite. I'm sure that they've got some kind of deal going on here where you buy the tubers, they mail them to you in the spring or something like that. I don't get into that stuff where they're like, hey, buy now and pay later, you know, like layaway or something like that. So you cannot come to an event like this, folks, and not get the booths and the vendors. The vendors make everything. You know, you go get the kettle corn, you go get the hot dog that you regret eating, you're going and getting all the trinkets that are overpriced by like 3 times. It's so fun. The fellow over there, we met the owner over there, he's over there just all waiting, talking to people. Says that he hires more people in the winter than they do in the summer to harvest the dahlia tubers, to cut the dahlia tubers and get them ready for sale. This is a big operation that they have here. And I asked him, I said, well, how do you harvest all these tubers that are here in the fields? And he says they have a machine on their tractor that they use that just kind of lifts them up or whatever. He explained it, but you know, I can't replicate that conversation. But man, that was pretty dang awesome of him to take the time to talk to an individual like me. Look at this little situation right here. So see this, so we've got these 2 rows of this red flower here, not sure which one it is. And then we've got this right there. See that? That is out of place. That is what you call Dahlia 101 right there. Can either be your best friend or your worst enemy trying to figure out exactly what you've got. But that does not belong in this row. Really wanted to see this one right here. This is Spoiled Rotten. And that is quite the beaut. I would love to have this one in my collection. It's a beautiful sight to see. I'm glad that I came and spent the time to come out here and take a look. And I will never forget this day. Sad to go, but all good things come to an end. Ferncliff Inspiration. That's pretty well it. I appreciate you guys watching and seeing my tour of this farm that we've got going on. This is Swan Island Dahlias over there in Canby, Oregon. That's just truly amazing to be here, to see it, and to hang out here. This is Marionberry Milkshake. Cannon Beach, Oregon. I'm gonna go out there, hang out, and chill. Love you guys. I will see you in the next one. All right, guys. So I'm over here down to the Swan Island Dahlia, and this cat shows up. Okay, this is Justin. He's like, oh, hey, I saw you on the YouTubes. And so he came to say hi. But we're gonna get a selfie and send it to his friend so he can be jealous of the whole situation.